let's speak about Dana Incorporated. What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor. I got the clothing line to prove that fact. And today, we're speaking about a very exciting company. Well, I say very exciting, not in a traditional sense. If you are not at all aware of who Dana Incorporated is, let me give you a really quick run through. They are a global leader in drivetrain and e-propulsion systems, and they've been around since 1904, so for more than 115 years Dana have been around, my friends. They work with a few different companies. You will see a selection of them on the screen in front of you. Not too many, but I mean some. You know, it's mainly small names like, Ferrari, the likes of Audi, GM, they work with Ford, they work with hyliion, they work with workhorse, they work with tsla, a lot of small names, and they essentially provide these parts to light duty vehicles, commercial vehicles, and off-highway vehicles. So that's a very brief understanding of what this company does. They've been around longer than any one of you watching this video has. They work with the large majority of, auto-related companies that you can think of right now. Year to date, they are down 21.26% still. So today I want to speak about why I like this company. I have spoken about these on the channel probably once or twice in the past. Probably 2, 3, 4 months ago. And I mean, not too much has happened since then. We've had our ups, we've had our downs, but slowly but surely, we've gone to the upside. Now, so be it. This is not a traditional EV stock that we speak about on this channel. This is not a Tesla, it's not a Neo, it's not a Workhorse, it's not a Lordstown Motors. They are not selling their own vehicles, they are selling the parts. You will see here they supply the axles, the drive shaft, the transmissions, etc, etc. But these guys, in my opinion, are potentially the best valued EV play that is out there. And we're going to speak about exactly why in today's video. So of course, we'll speak a little bit more about some of their actual customers and the people they really do work with. I want to speak about their third quarter earnings, how much better things have gotten since Q2, and the fact we're back nearly to exactly where we were at our peaks. Just how widely spread this company is. We're going to speak about some PE ratios, some price to book ratios, and see are these guys actually of good value as of right now. And we're also going to speak about what are the analysts saying, because in general, it is very good. So guys, right before we get into the video, can I please ask you to hit that juicy like button? If you're new around here, please feel free to hit that juicy red subscribe button and join the family of investors, baby. What are you waiting for? And drop me a comment down below. I want to know, what do you guys think of Dana? With that being said, my friends, let's get right into it. So again, what they actually do, they engineer, manufacture, and distribute power, conveyance, and energy management solutions for the vehicles of today and tomorrow. And I really do just think that when you look at this list of everybody that they work with, it's insane, guys. I mean, if you're thinking of an automaker, they are working with them. There's a few that aren't even on this list. Hyliion will be one that a lot of you guys are aware of. But we have GM, we have Yamaha, we have Toyota, we have Suzuki, we have everyone. Oshkosh is in there, Workhorse should be in there as well. Everyone. As long as the company performs well, if the broader market is going to go up, they're going to go up. Now, with that being said, I don't think you can expect the same growth here as you could invest in, a much more speculative EV stock. Let's speak about Workhorse, let's speak about Hyliion, let's speak about Lordstown Motors. I don't think you're ever going to see those levels of growth. And in fact, what might deter a few people is if you go back to the 5-year chart, you can see we were on a really nice run. I mean, 133% in just over 2 years. That's very nice. But there was this considerable sell-off, even pre-Roni. But I do think now, with the EV revolution that's happening, with Biden becoming president, I think there is massive potential for this company to move up. And since they did hit their bottoms, they've had a very, very nice recovery. Up pretty much 150% as of this moment in time. Now, if I show you some of their 2020 facts so far, global sales, 42% of their business comes from light vehicles, essentially from drivetrain and electrified propulsion systems for all passenger vehicles, okay? So this is just your fairly standard vehicle, okay? Off-highway accounts for 27%. Think tractors, things of the likes. Commercial vehicles, 19%. This is your big juicy trucks. And power technologies, 12%. So Dana provides advanced sealing and thermal management solutions to all end markets, okay? And this is actually something we're going to speak about a little bit later because something exciting happened here recently. So you can see right off the bat, more than 40% of our sales come from light vehicles. It's their biggest market. Sales by region, just over half are in North America. And then what I really love to see, we have a presence in Europe, Asia Pacific, and South America. That's awesome. Sales by end market, again, light vehicles are over 50%. And sales by customers, okay? So Ford is their biggest customer by far as of right now, accounting for about 20% of sales. Their 10 biggest customers, okay, accounts for about 55% of their sales, and then the others, and there is a lot of others, accounts for about 45%. So their 3 biggest customers equate to, let's say, 35% of their sales, and then the rest is 65%. So I'm okay with that. Now let's spend some time speaking about how the last quarter has gone, because you can see their third quarter earnings call just came out October 28th, so quite recently. So right off the bat, okay, sales nearly doubled quarter over quarter. Now Q2 was terrible for this company, I'm not going to lie to you. Year over year, they're actually still down a little bit. Adjusted free cash flow, absolutely incredible compared to the prior quarter. So some key highlights, and just to understand why it's worth considering this company right now, okay? Market rebound continues, and that stands very much so for a lot of EV companies going forwards, in my opinion. New EV business win, lots of them. Market expansion in EVs, EV software investment, and sustainability focus, all fantastic things for Dana as of right now. Look at that, margin went up 10.1% quarter over quarter also. And so to understand why I would be happy to buy these guys now as opposed to maybe a year or 2 years down the line. Look at the vehicles, okay, light vehicles. Light truck demand stronger than expected. Think of all the new EV light trucks that are coming out in the next year to year and a half. We have Lordstown Motors, we have Tesla, we have Ford, guys. These guys' biggest customer already. North America and China have recovered the fastest, and we could have assumed this ourselves anyway. Luckily for us, North America is their biggest market sentiment. Commercial vehicles, so Class 8 demand has strengthened, and the agriculture market improvement continued. So that's fantastic to see. Things are on the up. Now the financial review, okay? Sales quarter over quarter, absolutely incredible. But if we look at the year's previous quarter, we're actually still down ever so slightly. But I'm not going to hold that against them. Remember these Q2 numbers? This was some of the worst conditions there ever has been for the market. This was the Roni period, my friends. So I certainly cannot hold that against Dana whatsoever. And I am actually very, very happy with this performance in all honesty. And the fact that they brought that margin up so much, beautiful in my opinion. Now what is nice is adjusted free cash flow up absolutely massively quarter over quarter and year over year, so that is very, very good to see. So I want to go through our 9 months ended September 30th 2020 versus 2019. So we can see in general total sales have been down this year, but again, that in my opinion really is to be expected. And if we can see the same growth going into next quarter as we saw from Q3 to Q2, we're going to be in a fantastic position, potentially back to our best position ever. Now, if I actually bring you to their total assets versus total liabilities, you will see they're in quite a good position. So total assets, as of this moment in time, are at just over 7.5 billion. Total liabilities are just over 5.5 billion. So we're in a good position asset to liability wise, my friends. And their current liabilities are very small compared to current assets. Look, we're at 1.8 billion. Current assets are actually 3.6 billion. So a lot of that debt that they have, a lot of their long-term liabilities is long-term debt. So they will not be paying that back for a few years, which gives them plenty of time to take advantage of this growing market and get more cash, more assets on the balance sheet before that has to be done. And you will see our forward PE ratio is actually currently sitting at just under 6.5, my friends. Simply put, this company is undervalued, and this is after a fantastic quarter as well. Now, to be fair, this company does have a history of trading at low PE ratios. I mean, look at this, go back to the middle of 2019, the start of 2020, they were lower, but the point still stands. And the fact that the short percentage of the float as of the middle of October was at 2.11% says a lot for itself. One interesting thing as well is Dana did pay dividends. They cancelled them when things got tough, but they could be paying us dividends one day again in the future. Then it also has a very nice history of beating earnings estimates. So our Q4 estimate is at 39 EPS, okay? We got 37 in Q3. I genuinely expect them to keep up this trend and absolutely beat this, which could hopefully lead to, you know, some nice upward movement by early next year. That is my thought process with this company. Now look guys, I do want to say, I don't think, you know, this is what a lot of EV investors are looking for. I don't think this is one that's going to explode overnight. I don't think we're really going to see 20, 30, 40% moves as we see with a lot of other EV stocks. This is a completely different play in my opinion. Now I do think over a longer time frame they have huge potential as the world shifts to EV. I think this is going to be a very important time of their history. I still do not have a position in this company, but I am getting closer and closer to opening one even at current prices in all honesty. Recently Zach's research on Yahoo Finance came out with this article, is Dana stock undervalued right now? And they actually do rank it as a buy at the moment. So their PE ratio is much lower than the industry average first of all, and even when its forward PE has been high, it's been below the industry average. All signs point to this being undervalued. And now remember at the start of the video I said we were going to go through this. Dana to acquire a portion of light vehicle thermal business from Modine Manufacturing Company. This came out November 2nd. So they have signed a definitive agreement to purchase a portion of the business automotive segment. The transaction further strengthens Dana's Power Technologies business unit, and the agreed purchase price is $1 with the assumption of certain financial liabilities. So again, Dana is growing. They are constantly growing. So the transaction brings numerous benefits to Dana, including adding approximately $300 million in revenue based on 2019 results, and is expected to contribute $30 million in adjusted EBITDA on a post-synergy basis. Increases the scale of Dana's powertrain tech business by approximately 30%, which is absolutely massive, my friends. So this is absolutely beautiful, and Dana is always doing things like this. They are always expanding, always getting bigger. And I mean, I've been looking at these guys for a good few months now, and it's really surprised me to not see them going up in value considerably. I do think it's one where you're going to have to bide your time a little bit, in all honesty. What did the analysts have to say? If we go over the CNN, 9 analysts offering 12-month price targets. We see a low of $17, which still represents up 16.5%. A low, a median of $20, which is plus 37%, and a high of 22, which is plus 50%. Now again, I'm speaking about a company that I believe is undervalued. I'm not necessarily even speaking about a speculative stock or a growth stock. Those numbers are fantastic. And this is one of the times where on Yahoo Finance, it's actually the same analyst price target. So in general, people are expecting us to go up in value one way or the other. So I do think this is a relatively exciting play. I do think there is potentially decent money to be made here from a short, medium and long-term perspective, especially as the world does shift more and more towards EV. And as I just said, Biden could be accelerating that. I mean, look at what EV stocks have done pre-market today. I saw most of them up 4 to 6+%, which is insane. But anyway, my friends, that was a little update on Dana. Some of you guys may not have been aware who these were. If you enjoyed the video, got some insight, some entertainment out of it, could I please ask you to hit that juicy like button, drop me a comment down below, and of course feel free to subscribe if you're new around here, my friend. And also, if you are interested, please hit that first link in the description and sign up to become a patron. You will get full access to my private Discord group where you'll get my buy and sell alerts, new ticker symbols to watch. There is over 40 private chats in there that speak all things stocks. It's an awesome community, and you just get to chat with loads of investors. But anyway, my friends, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. I will see you for another one very soon. Peace.